After around 6 months, I finally saved up enough to order a milling machine. Originally, what I wanted was a Precision Matthews. However, with what is going on at our borders, I did not have the extra money in case the U.S. or Canadian border was looking for that 25% to bring something across. So I did go to Asia to get this machine. And actually, the seller was in Canada, but it's imported from Asia, as is the Precision Matthew machine. When I opened it up, I was very happy to see that I had, in fact, purchased an entire box of styrofoam. They did have this thing packed quite well. So, first things first, get it unpacked and get it ready to crane up. I would like to mention, though, when I did get this set up, in the owner's manual, and they do have to say the owner's manual was not the greatest, but in the owner's manual, it did say the T-slot nuts were 12 mil or 1/2. Well, 1/2 is 13 mil. Anyways, 1/2 T-slot nuts do not fit whatsoever. I did get a couple half-inch T-slot nuts and did file them down to fit, so I could actually mill some T-slot nuts with the vise secured. For the rigging of this, I think I should get Rigger of the Year award, or at least get an A+ in school for my rigging. It was about 8 inches short of being able to make it onto the top of the table. At one point, I actually had to take off one of the legs as well, making this very unstable to get up there. This did come down and got re-rigged and shortened the straps just to get it closer to get it wedged up and on. You'll notice there's 4 holes on the top of that table. I put them on there with the template, and then realized after it was set up, and you can see here that that plate's supposed to go the opposite direction. So that had to come off. The plate had to get moved, and the holes re-drilled. For doing that, I drilled the 2 holes on one side, put bolts in, slid as close as possible. Took the one bolt in the front out and slid the machine with rotating on the back bolt to get the one hole drilled, put it back, then put the bolt in the front back and took the bolt in the back out, slid it over to get the other one drilled, and it worked out very well. From there, the only thing I had to do after that was just get it all shimmed, so it was nice and plumb. The cabinet was shimmed itself to some degree, but this just needed just a little bit extra shimming on it to make it all plumb and level. The stuff they put on top of there, I used some diesel fuel, and it actually came off very nicely. Um, this is off one of the handles on the top, and it did not even fit in. When it came out, it took a huge chunk of the aluminum out with it. It was cross-threaded in there, so I did have to fix that. And you'll see when this is coming out how loose this becomes right about there, and that's because there's a huge chunk of metal missing out off that wheel. I did put it on, and if I do have any problems with that in the future, I will just drill it out 180 degrees on the other side or 90 degrees or wherever and just reinstall it on there. So not the biggest deal at the end of the world. In regards to taking the stuff off, as you can see, the diesel works great. On the front, there was actually raised or etched numbers on there. The cloth didn't work that great. I did get a toothbrush in there and a scrub pad in there with diesel on it, and it also cleaned up very nicely. After that, took a little bit of sandpaper in there and just kind of deburred everything with the sandpaper and made sure that there's nothing paint or nothing like that left in there that would potentially affect tying things down. The The DRO actually did not come with an instruction manual. I was quite surprised. Now, I have not got through the entire installation manual. It was very basic and didn't see anything in the part I did read about it. But I'm going to have to go online and see if I can't find an instruction manual or something for that DRO, or at least something generic to figure that one out. It is a lot different than the DRO that I have on my lathe. To tram this thing or trom this thing, I first of all measured everything across, and from multiple, not measured, but leveled everything across, and from multiple places to make sure it was properly done across the whole bed. I did mess up getting it trommed. When I did it, I read that I think it was 12 on one side, and then I moved it to the other side, and it was 12 on the other side. And I said, good to go. Unfortunately, one was positive 12 and one was negative 12. So I did have to go back and actually reconfigure all that. And besides that, there was actually two nuts on the back of the head used to loosen off the head to trom that thing. And a selling point of it was the ability to move that head, I think, 45 degrees in either angle. I won't be doing that. It took quite a while to get that thing realigned. I found if I loosened the nuts just a little bit and just tap lightly with a rubber hander on the quill, it seemed to work great. But for now, that's where we are. Not even powered it up, but so far, I'm not disappointed. A lot of things on there are very good, and there's things on there that aren't the best.